What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is Chasing Dallas season 3. Are we on 3 or 4? Hell, I don't know. I think this season 4. It's episode 2. Y'all know I'm gonna get it right in the description box. Oh my gosh. Um, season 3. It's only season 3. I really feel like we had 4 seasons of this show. But I guess we didn't. Anyway, that is so not important. It is season 3, episode 2. So we pick up the episode. We are at George's birthday. Everybody there except for Reese, because that's who was invited. Everybody but Reese. Trey Howard wasn't there. Later on in the episode, Trey said something about he was invited to the after party, but he wasn't invited to the dinner. I don't know. But Trey won't there. Then we have, and I'm gonna tell you something. The first half of this episode, okay, let me just stay in sequence. So, Carrie D is there. He sings happy birthday, and I know that's right. You sound cute and everything, like you always do. Dior was there. Y'all know I love me some Dior. I wasn't crazy about that the beads and stuff, but it's Dior. He can't do no bad. He can't look bad. Okay, and Scotty. I mean, we just gonna have to fight over him. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna have to fight over him. But anyway, we're at dinner enjoying ourselves, and Ariel decides to ask the question. Well, we find out that Dior and Reese have made up. Now, if you watched the retreat, you saw that they made up. They cleared the air and everything. But somewhere at dinner, Ariel decides to ask the question about the scandal that involved the lovers and friends, right? And so, of course, Markel was like, scandal? What scandal? What you talking about? And she was like, well, you stole the show from Reese. Well, first of all, I feel like the way Ariel came at it was that I believe Reese and I don't believe you. Now, Markel gave the whole explanation with text message receipts and all. And the text message receipts seem to support. Okay, listen. All right. Let me go ahead and for the people, because I guess everybody don't know the story. I know a lot of this played out on social media, but I'm feeling like maybe everybody don't know the story. So let me start from the beginning and work my way back. So this is Markel's side of the story. Now, we heard Reese's side of the story last week. So here's Markel's side of the story. Markel's side of the story is that Reese had pitched, he did agree with the fact that Reese had pitched the idea for the Lover Reese. Then it was for the Lover premiere. Of course, they had to throw some shade in there that ain't nobody want to date Reese. That ain't my business. That's them. That's their shade. Then Markel said that the show sort of just sat around for a year and a half. There really was no concept. There was no storyboard. There was no planning. There was no nothing. It was just the idea. Hey, wouldn't it be a great show if somebody dated me? Ooh, wouldn't it be great if somebody dated Premiere? Markel said that him and his boyfriend, he said he reached out to another show in Atlanta, a dating show, but the producer not only never reached back, but ended up blocking Markel. So he said, well, I just decided to come up with my own thing. Me and my boyfriend was sitting around. He came up with the idea of Lovers and Friends and the whole concept. After the reunion for season 2 of Chasing Dallas, I pitched the idea to Dario, and Dario greenlit the idea. I invited Reese to be a producer, but then later on said, you know what, since me and you are working on our friendship, let's not bring business into something that we are trying to rebuild. We're trying to rebuild our friendship, and I don't want us to get to the point where all we're talking about is the TV show, and you agreed. And then also he asked me, have you started filming? I said yes. I have The Bachelors. Why, do you have somebody in mind? Reese said, yeah, me, because I can't seem to get this thing right, and I think maybe I would be a good addition to the show. And the text messages support all of this. So again, I don't really want to get in the middle of it. I don't want to get into who I think is telling the truth and who isn't, because at the end of the day, like I said last week, you're going to believe who you want to believe. You're going to lean to the person you want to lean to. You heard Reese's side of the story last week. You heard Markel's side of the story last week. Now, Reese had receipts about Markel being shady and making up some fake-ass text messages. Markel got receipts that is directly connected to Markel's version of the story. That don't mean Reese don't have no receipts. That just means we ain't seen Reese's receipts. But what I will say is this. When the conversation was over with, a lot of people at the table was like, huh, because if Reese really felt like Markel has, see, now I sound like I'm defending Markel. Okay, hold on, let me rewind. Some of the people was like, Markel's receipts make sense, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Because again, I don't want to sound like I'm choosing sides. Because again, I won't there. But I know we on season 2 of Lovers and Friends, so I don't know why the fuck we still talking about it. That I do know. Anyway, and what? So that was the party. Okay, that was the dinner party. Again, you're gonna walk away with that feeling however you gonna feel about it. Okay. So then we see Trey Howard is having we see a work scene with Trey Howard styling one of his friends who's an esthetician. She's trying to grow her business, and we see him, we see how she wasn't really trusting his vision, and he said, the thing about being a stylist is everybody not gonna see your vision, everybody not gonna agree with your vision, everybody not gonna feel like they not gonna like the outfit you choose for them and all of that. But they went through the shoot, and what I can appreciate is that he was self-reflective. He said, listen, the lessons I learned is that I need to be a little more organized. I need to check, make sure all my I's are dotted and my T's are crossed, all of that, yada, 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 boo, da, boo, da, boo. We saw him with his team, and I can appreciate the fact that once again, we saw James, who was there to support. He was a part of the shoot, and he was there to have his man's back. Listen, I love them, okay? I love them, all right? So that was cute. We saw a work scene. We also saw a work scene with my baby Ray, the nail tech. We saw him doing his homegirl's nails, and he was saying how he met her in cosmetology school. He said, listen, I did hair. I love doing hair, but I fell in love with doing nails. Why? Because of the creativity. I could be creative with people's hair and with color and all of that. He said, but I really, really, was able to just really be creative and come out of my, my bag when it came to doing nails. And so, he said that, and he said that people have been in his life been very supportive of it. A lot of times we try to put people in a box as far as their career choices. And no, I haven't met a lot of black male nail techs, but that don't mean that it can't be none. That don't mean that there's a problem with it. And like I told y'all last week, when I go to Dallas, he gonna do my nails right here waiting for you. So then we see Reese meeting up with James down to his apartment. James, aka Trey's boyfriend. Now he's planning Trey's birthday party. It's Trey's 24th birthday, and he's planning a surprise party for him. He said, listen, I got him his LLC, and I just want to make sure that everything is everything. And Reese was like, okay, well, if you need anything, what does he want? He said, well, he hasn't really asked for a lot for himself other than the LLC. He's just asked for, we're moving into a new place. So he's sort of, wanting stuff for his new place or whatever. Then he started talking about his business. He's going to do a underwear line. He said he's a perfectionist, and so that's why it's moving sort of slow. It's been taking him almost a year to kind of get it off the ground. But Reese is going to help him with the marketing and the consulting for his logo and all that good stuff. So I can appreciate that. We also talked about the birthday party for George. Now, Reese was like, well, I heard I was intentionally not invited, but I don't think that's true because I thought me and George was cool. You was intentionally not invited. You weren't accidentally left off the guest list. He meant it. So then Reese started talking about the gift that he got him. Now he got him some Tiffany champagne flutes. Reese, that was a $20 gift card to damn Macy's, Dillard's, Nordstrom, whatever y'all got down there in Texas. That was not no Tiffany, listen, that's first of all, that's some shit you buy for somebody for a wedding or a housewarming. You don't get nobody no champagne flutes for their birthday. And you damn sure don't buy nobody no Tiffany. Listen, you don't buy no turquoise box for somebody that you don't fuck with. Like, you and George don't even speak. He got you blocked on social media, according to him. That don't even make no sense. I'm so confused about that. I'm not even saying that they. I mean, they showed George opening it up, so it was a turquoise box. I mean, I believe what it was, but it just don't make no sense. Like, I ain't never bought nobody nothing from Tiffany's other than myself. I bought myself something from Tiffany's a couple of times, but I ain't never bought nobody nothing from Tiffany's. I came close one time. I was gonna give one of my girlfriends a silver spoon for her daughter. That was like the first person out of my little friend group to have a baby back in the day. And I was gonna get, I was like, oh, that'll be so beautiful. I'm gonna get her a silver spoon. It's like she born with a silver spoon in her mouth from Tiffany. Until I went to Tiffany to buy it. Yeah, no. And that was one of my best friends. I said, well, not today. Anyway, then Reese was offended because George didn't thank him fast enough. Sir, Emily Post says that you got a certain amount of time. You have a window of time. I don't know what it is. I think it's either 15 days or 30 days from the date of the event to get your thank you cards out. If he was within that window, then he was within what Emily Post said. So if he called you a week later, then he was well within his, window of time. You doing a lot for somebody that you don't fuck with, that didn't even invite you. Anyway, I'm sorry. That was that. Moving on. Then we see Ariel here. We saw her meeting up with one of her girlfriends. She's making her outfit. She's she's a trans woman who does drag. So I don't want to be offensive and say a female impersonator, because she's not a female impersonator, even though a lot of drag performers call themselves female impersonators. But I don't want to be offensive and people think that I'm saying she's a female impersonator because she was trans. That's not what I'm saying. But she's a drag queen. Okay? I guess that's the best way for me to put it. And, Ariel made sure they went to the performance, and she did the damn thing. I could appreciate her performance, and I appreciate the little outfit that Ariel put together. Yeah, I know Ariel be working, honey. So Ariel be working, honey. So then we get to Trey's birthday party. Now this is where I got confused. There were so many things at this event that confused me. So let me get the stuff that didn't confuse me out the way. What didn't confuse me was that it was Trey's birthday and his boo thing threw the birthday for him. Again, the theme was pink. I guess that's a thing down there in Texas. Is that the color of the season? Was that the color of the season? Because remember, this shit was a year ago. So was that the color of the season? Was that the color of last October? Even though October is breast cancer awareness month and we wear pink all through October. Is that what it was? But yeah, so that was what it was. We saw that Trey was emotional when he came in with all his friends surrounding him. Now, he did make mention when he gave his thank yous that there was somebody there who he wanted to be there who wasn't there. Now, I don't know if he was talking about Dior, because I don't remember seeing Dior, but Dior might have been there. He just might not have been in none of these scenes. But I don't know who he might have been talking about other than Dior, but it is what it is. Then we had... he did get his LLC, which of course got him all emotional. James, that was great. That was great, James. You did good. The party looked beautiful. You did good. Black love wins. Now that I got that stuff out of the way, let me get to the shit that confused me. Carrie D, when you get so mad at Reese, I did not know that Carrie D and Reese was on bad terms. But Carrie D was showing me a whole nother side of him at this dinner, because Carrie D was not here. He did not see it for Reese. He was not here for Reese, okay? And he was giving major shade to Reese. that was the first thing that had confused me, because I didn't remember none of that. I didn't know that we left off with Reese and Carrie being in that place. I missed it. Eric James, when did you and Reese make up? Because when we left the retreat and all the fool-la-la and the shenanigans that went down after the retreat, now again, I guess I remember this was filmed. I have to keep remember this shit was filmed a year ago because the retreat was over the summer. So maybe this was before Reese and Eric fell out, because Eric is trying to play, peacekeeper between Reese and George. Reese and George are trying to tell him, boy, go sit down. Leave us alone. We are fine. It is okay. Let me tell y'all something. And this is going on. This happened on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills last week as well. Let me explain something to y'all about people. It's okay for people to not be friends and still be in the same room. It's okay that if you have a group of friends and that everybody in that friend group don't get along, as long as they are cordial and civil and act like they got some damn sense when we together, it is fine. There is no reason in the world why anybody needs to try to make George and Reese be friends. Nobody has to try to make George and Reese talk. There is no reconciling the situation, because George don't see it for Reese and Reese don't see it for George. And you know what? That is okay. Like George said, I'm in this good restaurant down here in this good downtown overlooking this good downtown skyline. I know how to act. I don't have to act a fool and show my ass. Reese can be sitting over there and I can be sitting over here and we can be fine all damn night. He said when Reese walked in the room, Reese said hi to the room said hi back. As far as I'm concerned, we spoke. When I saw him at Markel's birthday party, we had a whole conversation. We took pictures together for fans and everything. And guess what we did? We went the fuck on with our life when it was over. Stop trying to make people be friends. See, that's how shit gets started. I mean, I know we making a show, and maybe that's what the whole moment was, but moving on. So then Trey Howard went over to Reese and wanted Reese to have a conversation. I don't know who he wanted him to have a conversation with, because it seemed like everybody in the room had a problem with Reese except for Ariel and James. At that point, shit, I didn't know who else was cool. Then James and Reese end up going outside, and Reese Eric James. And Reese lets him know, listen, I'm fine, we fine, they fine. Stop trying to bring us together. Stop trying to make this a situation. Stop trying to make this a moment. I'm going to need you to calm the hell down, sir. So, yeah, I forgot, y'all. The retreat happened after this scene. So, I guess in this scene, Eric and Reese was still cool. So, okay, take that retreat shit out, because we out of sequence at this point. Okay. Then we have this scene where Ariel, Carrie, and George, to a certain extent, where Carrie was saying that he got beef with Reese and that Ariel is the bone carrier. Ariel is the one in the middle. Ariel proceeds to go off talking about, y'all act like I give a fuck about any of y'all, and I don't. I don't know y'all. I just met y'all. The only reason why I'm even interacting with y'all is because y'all are on my call sheet. And so, as far as I'm concerned, I ain't got fool with none of y'all. Y'all listening to Markel of all people. Markel, oh, sidebar. Amani, you misspelled Markel's name in your review. I'm sure somebody's going to let you know that. But okay, back to this. I'm like, first of all, and y'all know I fucks with Ariel. But Ariel, you are messy, and you are the bone carrier, and you do. Now, what you were being accused of in that moment, maybe you didn't do, because they were saying that you take information back to Reese that is being said, and you did bring up a good point. If Reese is your friend, why are you saying anything that you would have to worry about me taking back to Reese, because you shouldn't be talking shit about him behind his back. Now, all of that's valid. But let's be clear, Ariel, you messy as hell. And you were messy last season and you messy this season already. Because you ain't had no reason to bring that shit up at George's birthday party talking about the scandal of lovers and friends and you taking the show from Reese. That was messy. That was messy. You was caping for your friend, which is what Carrie accused you of doing, which was caping for your friend. But Ariel proceeded to go all the way the fuck off and let them know how she felt and where they could go and how they could get there, okay? She said, y'all are call she hoes to me. Now, that was funny. The call she hoe, that was funny. That was funny. That was funny, Ariel. But anyway, that was the episode. I believe that was the whole episode, child. So that's what it is. And, happy birthday, Trey. Happy birthday, George, because since this happened last October, I guess y'all birthday about to happen again. It's about to be right around the corner. So happy birthday to y'all. What's the theme this year? What color we wearing this year? Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.